about, objectives of this training. Okay, the second thing is to encourage my fellow nurses and other healthcare professionals not to quit their valuable and worthy profession. Being a nurse is valuable, it's respectable, I mean, it's honorable, you understand? And it's always saddened my heart when I see people leaving, their valuable profession. You've spent so much time, to develop yourself to this level, and for one reason or the other, people just quit and all that. But there's another, light after the tunnel. So, and the next objective is for me to make life easy for other professionals who desire to go flexible, in their roles. Okay. Now, before we go there, I want to show us some things that probably most nurses don't really consider. And it's not what they don't know. They already know it because we all did, we went to school and all of that. We know that NHS, starts from where? Department of Health, So what does Department of Health, what does it do? They oversee, the department oversees the national service, in England by developing policy and guidelines to improve. If you look at, so many reasons why many people are, leaving the NHS, it's either maybe they've had enough. For example, over the past 12 months, more than 34,000, nurses left their role within the NHS. And then an increase of 25% on the previous year. This is not, this is not an isolated or incidental increase. You understand? So things are happening within the NHS, and if care is not taken, the profession that we have all labored for, before we know it, we'll just throw in the towel. I wouldn't want us to get to that level. But according to King Fund, if you look at this chart, you realize that from 2015 to 2022, which is just last year, look at the rate at which nurses are leaving their profession. Look at that. So currently, as of 2022, we are counting like 7,000 nurses leaving, throwing in the towel. Some are maybe going for another profession. Some are retiring. Some are, they just decided they don't want to be nurses again. In fact, when you go on Facebook, you will see a lot of people, they are now doing this work from home, like all these odd jobs, going on YouTube, looking for things that is making them to forget the profession that they have really, really labored for. So when I look at this, when I got this opportunity, I was like, wow, I will not keep this to myself. I will reach out to other nurses, that you don't have to throw away that, profession that you have labored for maybe for 30 years and be doing some, pure water kind of a job online. You can still do this profession online from the comfort of your home. So that is why I felt I'm going to create an awareness. Now, why are the nursing staff leaving their role? Based on research, I realized that some retire. And even when you retire, it does not mean that's the end of life. The show is just beginning, because you can still be at home and be doing something. Hallelujah. Then another reason is personal circumstances. Some people, I don't know why, maybe they're having, young children and all of that. But I look at some of these reasons, I realize that actually all these reasons, they are still manageable. You can still be a nurse, even if you fall into all these reasons. And then the next thing is too much pressure. I've worked on the hospital ward before. I've worked in the community as a district nurse. So I know how, pressurized nurses can be. I used to, leave my house very early, like 5 a.m. and all of that. I'm not saying this to discourage us from working in the community or, on the hospital setting. But what I'm saying is, whenever you are feeling you've had enough, it's not the time for you to throw in the towel and throw away your profession. There is still, a way out for you to still continue, to enjoy your profession and be earning even much more than your expectation. And then, of course, we remember